Who are you mad at? Who would you try to warn?
No, I tried to warn you about Justin Fields. You're the biggest Justin Fields
So
apologist going, and I tried to tell you, dude, this is his third team in 3 years. Okay, he could have gone back to Pittsburgh, but he had to actually compete for his job, and he didn't want to compete. How's a 25-year-old guy not wanting to compete against Aaron Rodgers or whoever else they brought along? Like, that bothers me. I'm
not mad at that.
That bothers me. Why wouldn't you want to compete if you're that dude? And then yesterday in London, people should have asked for their money back. 45 yards passing, sacked 9 times. Get rid of the damn ball. And negative 10 net yards. Negative 10 for the Jets yesterday. Dude, Aaron Glenn, is this on? Stop protecting this dude. Save your team and your job. Tyrod Taylor's right there. Put him in. Get some stability. Who do they play? They play like a weak team this week, right?
Pull it up.
They play a weak opponent. They better get a win. What are you doing? Stop making excuses.
Panthers. Yeah, they play the Panthers.
If you don't beat the Panthers and Bengals, put Tyrod Taylor. Get some stability. Win back some of your players. Did you see when they didn't go for it? Aaron Glenn didn't go for it at the end of the half?
Yeah, that was bad. Because your team is fighting to win, just scrapping and crawling to win games. Because to finally win a game would, build some morale. Okay, we got to win. And not to mention, your defense was doing all right in the sense that the Broncos they should have blown you out, but they didn't. And for you to not go for points, for you to be playing conservatively was awful. Here's my thing.
Give me on Justin Fields. Seriously, where are you?
Listen. My thing with Justin Fields was last year that 4-2, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. I was saying if I'm the Steelers, and I still stand by that, let's just see what we got. Like, what Russell Wilson is exactly last year, what he was the beginning of this year. Like, I just wanted to see what he was with the Steelers. That's all my point was. If you're the Steelers, let's just keep rolling this thing. We're 4-2. He's not hurting us. He's not Dan Marino in us, but let's just see what that was. That's all. Justin Fields, I'm not acting like he's the return of Joe Montana or Patrick Mahomes or something. My thing was, I know what Russell Wilson is. Same thing I said with Joe Flacco. It's not that I know what they are. They're capable guys. They're pros. They both won Super Bowls. I just want to find my guy. Can I find my Drake May, my Bo Nix, my fill in the blank?
But maybe people realize, and that's why the Steelers were ready to move off of him, because if at 4-2, you could have said, oh, no. But when they did a deep dive into stats and whatnot, they were way down in the passing stats.
No, for sure. Look, you're not going to light it up with. You're not going to light up the offense. You have to go, 7 years ago, John Harbaugh and the whole Ravens, and adopt what this guy is. Like, you would have to say, this is exactly what he is. This is what we're going to do. Not, this is what the league is. This is how you normally do it. I'm offensive coordinator. You have to say, this is his strengths. These are his strengths, and we're going to set him up for that. And you can't go, we're going to drop back 35, 40 times with Justin Fields. You've lost the minute that was your game plan. And to your point, we've talked about it before a couple times. Pre him getting stabbed in the chest, Tyrod Taylor was going to have a chance to be he sucks now when I say this, a Geno Smith, Baker, just like Sam Darnold, like get some, all of a sudden I'm starting and I end up having a solid second half of my career. Tyrod Taylor was on that trajectory. But then my man punctured his lung, and he hasn't been the same since. But my point is, Tyrod Taylor is capable of getting you a couple of 2-3 wins here to build the morale of your team.
You need to win some games. You cannot, as bad as the Jets have been, okay? The last time they won a Super Bowl, Moby Dick was indeed a guppy, right?
Yeah.
They won in 1969, the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And my point, Super Bowl III. But my point is, you just can't. This is their worst start. Like for a new coach to be 0-6, and the type of games and losses, like, it's really, really bad. And at some point, you need to stabilize your locker room, man. Guys are going, what? What are we doing here?
You're getting reports that guys are starting to be like, hey, man, he ain't it. And here's what's the challenge for them.
Is that what they?
That was. I'll pull it up for you just a bit. But the challenge.
But that's what's going to happen when a guy's not producing and they see the numbers. They can like a guy, right? He's cool. Hey, there's more stuff important in life. And at the end of the day, we're blessed and all that. That sounds good. This is a football game. We need you for the 60 minutes. That's what we need. After you and your private life and your family, that's all. We all have families. We all want to live a nice life. We all want to be blessed. Can you throw the ball downfield? Can you make a completion?
Yeah. Here's some Jets players believe Tyrod Taylor, not Fields, is the team's strongest option at quarterback. And according to Connor Hughes of SNY, the feeling has existed since training camp, and Fields' ongoing struggles have done nothing to dispel the sentiment. There are truths in the NFL among them. You can't fool players. They put their trust in their coach, putting the best player out there to win, and some of them are questioning if that's happening. Several within the locker room have told SNY at varying points of similar things like that.
Yeah, and that's what
Connor Hughes put that out.
You know this. Players know who should be playing. Like you, that's how a coach can lose. When you start playing, you remember, I bring it up all the time because it was big. When Urban Meyer went down to Jacksonville and tried to squeeze Tim Tebow on the team as a what was he? Tight end. Players were like, what?
Hold on.
Wait a minute. This guy who's never played tight end, he's like 30-something years old. You mean to tell me there ain't some young buck, 22, just out of college who played at Alabama
100%.
or Georgia or whatever who can't play? What? What are you doing?
No, you can't fool. You can fool players. Players will see, you're doing that because whether you're a general manager or coach, this is my coach, so I have to play. We got to let this coach coach. Or this is my quarterback if I'm the coach, and I got to do this, or I got to play him because we drafted him. I brought him in with me. They know why you're doing it, and it isn't for player. It's not a meritocracy. It's not because he's better than them. He earned the position. You're doing it because it makes me look better, or I made this pick or this selection. They know when that's going on. Justin Fields, I'm going to be honest with you. What I am not liking is the lack of fire from him. And I'm not saying you got to hit me with a rah-rah all the time. But it just feels like he's like, I'm not saying he's not going home and crying and wanting to play, but he's just kind of like, I'm just at the end of the day. You haven't won enough to be end of the day in me. I told you when we had this conversation about Josh Allen.
I don't want to hear that.
Nobody in Buffalo questions Josh Allen. He is blood, sweat, and tears. He is that team. So if he had something, he didn't say it the way you would prefer, they understand it in Buffalo. Justin Fields, you haven't earned that equity or that rapport with the New York Jets fans to just be like, it is what it is. At
the end of the day,
if Lamar Jackson
we're
said that,
playing a
can
kid's game for a lot of money.
Yeah,
what?
You can't do that. And you're going out there, and at some point, again, if you're Aaron Glenn, you're trying to stick by him, then he backtracked a little bit and said he's been playing well the last few weeks, but not this week. He backtracked. You got to do something for the morality of your team.
Because you know what? They're looking at you to see where you're going to go. Mm-hmm. How serious are you about winning? And looking at what Justin Fields coming off of that game.
Tyrod Taylor is a much better, and nobody's saying, listen, throw him in for these next couple of games that are winnable. Get a couple of wins,
right?
Get the morale going, show him what we're seeing. Hey, you see how he's running this, see how he's running that, and see what you want to do from there. But Tyrod Taylor is definitely more than capable. All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.